I understand why the vast majority has given up on crypto. Just have a look at the altcoin market in the last year. Pretty much everything is in the red. It looks like there is no chance that any money can be made. Yes, there are a few outliers, but going to the casino seems to have better odds than buying an altcoin. And there's a good reason for that underperformance. Most altcoins go down quite consistently. Have a look at Filecoin, for example. This is Filecoin measured in US dollars on a linear scale. And here's the same on a logarithmic scale. Now have a look at the supply of Filecoin tokens over time. This is just an example, but it's a very representative example. The supply over time expands, and that's because early investors and the team, insiders and marketing, they get new token allocation over time. And when the supply grows quicker than the demand, then of course the price has to come down. And this is what typically happens for the vast majority of altcoins. Here is the statistic for the entire market. This is the weekly unlocks of the altcoin market. That's what's been tracked by Tokenomics.ai. On average per week, we see hundreds of millions worth of unlocks. And the market simply cannot absorb all of those unlocks. That's why things go down that quickly. But there's an opportunity in all of this, because we don't necessarily have to buy the altcoins. When it's comparatively predictable that altcoins underperform Bitcoin, Ethereum and Solana, when all of those small inflating altcoins, they go down over time, we can actually bet on exactly that. And that's how I personally make all of my outperformance. We can turn a chart like this into something like this. This is now another Filecoin chart, but this time we are dividing the Bitcoin price by the Filecoin price. So this is a representation of betting on a rising Bitcoin price, while at the same time betting on a falling Filecoin price. Again, this is just an example. Now here is how I locked my crypto portfolio over the last 5 years versus buying and holding Bitcoin. So every data point over here is my monthly performance. That's then how that looked like over time, again measured in BTC. And then I ask AI to make a website with that data. So that's then the monthly alpha. Not every month is positive, but on average, there's an outperformance of 2% per month. Last year, we also opened a copy trading vault. Bitcoin went down by 25%. That vault went up by 15.6%. The average vault investor made a bit under $3,000 over those few months. And this year, we've got another copy trading vault, again on track to roughly make 40% per annum. Currently, we are a bit under $500,000 in gains. So a situation like this is actually not necessarily a problem. We just need to be right about the direction. We don't necessarily have to find the needle in the haystack. We don't have to find the few winners in a sea of losers. We can just flip this chart around. And then everything that's red becomes green, and everything that's green becomes red. Now, the copy trading is available for the annual members, because Hyperliquid, where all of this is run, doesn't have an automated solution to manage deposits and withdrawals. So I have to manage this manually. But I am sharing all of my trades in real time. And so I ask AI to look at all of those posts and then actually run the numbers. And the result is over here on the track record page. I started the live posting of my trades in 2024. On average, a trade made 5.3%, and that's then how that looks like. Every single trade is locked as well. That's over here in this table. And once you are locked in premium, you will see, besides the open positions, also the individual Telegram links. So let's say over here, right? Shorting Polygon Matic. You can just open the buy message over here, the sell message over here. You can then verify this. So we click here, we open this in web, and we get the buying signal of Polygon Matic on the 14th of January. And here is the selling signal. Again, we just open this, and here's the selling signal. And so this was a short of Polygon Matic relative to Bitcoin. So all of those trades are now nicely locked via AI, and that's how all the numbers got calculated. And interestingly enough, the number of winning trades and losing trades is equal. 9 of them were break even. Still, on average, a trade made 5.3%, and that's because the winners just tend to be larger than the losers. It also gives an idea of how volatile the returns potentially are. And this is then where all of the currently open positions are listed. They are currently, by the way, in profit. That's this little orange ending of the chart. And so I try to be as transparent as possible. Most influencers here on YouTube, they will not show you their track record. They will not show you every single trade they made. They will not show you over the years how much money they made and how much they outperformed buying and holding Bitcoin. Sometimes they're not sharing that data because they might just be front running you, right? They might be buying an asset and then make a public video and then sell it in the background, basically pumping and dumping on the audience. But this is not what we are doing here, right? We are betting on falling altcoins most of the times. The trade history is 100% public, right? It's just on the website, link down below, in track record. So how do we decide on entries and exits? That's mainly using data analysis. So there's also a backtesting platform, Bitcoin Strategy Analytics, where we calculate what kind of moving average combinations work well, what kind of leverage still makes sense without getting stopped out, and what kind of correlations might potentially be useful. Again, I try to be as transparent as possible and I try to make it as easy as possible for everybody. You can just try it out. There is a 7-day money back guarantee. If you don't like what you see, then just message me. So the email is over here. Just message me and I'll refund you back to your credit card. You can do the manual copy trading, that's over here, or if you want to have automatic copy trading, that's included in the annual plan, but you can swap to the annual plan at any point in time. There's no need to start with it. I am very much looking forward to your feedback. Feel free to comment this down below. Let me know how I can be more transparent. Let me know what I can share beyond what I'm already sharing. I try to be the voice of reason, the voice of data in crypto. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Cheers.